Hello everybody, I am Scott Johnson, firefighter and certified strength and conditioning specialist. If you have any interest in gaining or even just maintaining muscle mass, you should pay closer attention to your protein intake. Protein is the priority structural and functional component of every cell in the human body. Proteins are used for muscle growth, repairing tissue, synthesizing enzymes and hormones, as well as for repairing and making new cells. So I will try to answer 4 questions regarding protein. How much protein should I be taking in each day? How should I divide that up? Is it possible to consume too much protein? And will my kidneys explode if I do? What should I be eating to get all this protein? So question 1 is, how much protein should I consume in one day? The data I am going to use is from the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Their data is given in ranges. In the interest of being simple and concise, I will give you one number, grams of protein per pound of body weight for maintaining muscle, one number if you are trying to add mass, and then one number if you are trying to reduce body fat. I will tell you dead center of the recommended range, and I will put the ranges in the description of this video. So, the recommended protein intake for strength athletes, and I would consider firefighters to be strength athletes, trying to maintain muscle mass is 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight. For a 200-pound man, that is 140 grams of protein per day. Okay, well, what if I'm trying to gain muscle mass? You should for sure be eating more calories. You should be in a surplus of about 500 calories per day, and your protein consumption needs to go up as well. We are talking 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That's for a 200-pound man, that's going to be 160 grams per day, a 20-gram increase from just maintaining muscle mass. You need more protein to build muscle. On the list of survival priorities, adding muscle is pretty low. So you must have an excess of protein available for your body to use for synthesizing new muscle. In a study without any resistance training, healthy adults were overfed one of 3 diets over an 8-week period. Group 1 was on a low protein diet where 5% of their total calories were from protein. Group 2 got normal protein levels, which is about 15% of total calories. And then group 3 got a high protein diet. About 25% of their total calories were from protein. In the normal and high protein group, 45% of excess calories were converted to lean mass. On the other hand, the low protein group stored 95% of the excess calories as body fat. So if you are in a calorie surplus, make sure that your protein is also increasing. If the extra calories are from donuts, you are probably just getting fatter. What about if I'm trying to lose body fat? You should be in a calorie deficit, about 500 calories per day, and your protein intake needs to be higher than somebody who is trying to maintain muscle mass and even higher than somebody who is trying to gain muscle mass. The hardest part of being in a calorie deficit is keeping your muscle while you lose body fat. So you need even more protein. You need a gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. For our 200-pound person, this is 200 grams of protein per day. Should I be worried about consuming too much protein? The short answer is no. Concerns about protein intake above the recommended daily allowance and beyond appear to be unfounded. Protein consumed in excess of the amount needed for the synthesis of tissue is either broken down and excreted, or the protein can be converted to glucose through the process of gluconeogenesis. Studies have shown that protein intake for healthy adults up to 1.3 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day had no negative health effects. For our 200-pound man, that would be 260 grams of protein per day. So how should I divide up my protein intake during the day? Protein should be the focus of every meal, with a minimum of 20 to 30 grams of protein each meal. You should eat at least 3 to 4 times a day, and you should definitely take in protein after your workout. Protein intake following all types of exercise has been shown to reduce muscle breakdown, increase muscle protein synthesis, and studies specific to resistance training have shown greater rates of hypertrophy over time when compared to individuals who did not take in protein after resistance training. So where is all this protein coming from? The answer is very simple, but the execution can be very difficult. The ideal would be to get all your protein from real, whole food, like eggs, dairy, beef, pork, fish, and poultry. Those are all complete sources of protein, meaning they contain all 9 of the essential amino acids. Are supplements like whey protein bad? No, whey is great, but I would say it is a step below whole food for 2 reasons. Whey comes from milk, so if you take whey on its own, number one, you are not getting nearly as much calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D, B12, fats, and carbohydrates as you would from milk. And number two, you are going to get some additives in your whey. There may be added sugar or artificial sweetener, artificial flavors, and chemical preservatives. So for those 2 reasons, sometimes good stuff is taken out, and then stuff you don't necessarily want is added into protein supplements. I believe that real whole food is superior. To sum it up, protein should be your main focus when constructing your diet. Figure out how much protein you want to take in each day, and then you can build from there. Active humans, like firefighters, who are trying to maintain muscle mass and be anaerobically fit need at least 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day. If you are trying to add muscle mass, you need more protein, 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day. And if you are trying to lose body fat, you need even more than that. We are talking about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. Sufficient protein intake is the framework of your diet and is absolutely vital to maintaining and gaining muscle mass. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.